Hey guys, this is April at Georgia Mom Plans. I have another reading video for you today, and today is going to be my April reading wrap-up. A little spoiler warning here, I am filming this May 18th, so we are very well into May. April flew by, we had spring break, I had a lot going on, and then May is the end of the year and baseball and birthdays, and we have just had a lot going on. So I am excited to get you my April reading wrap up. I have already started filling in some things for May, so there will be some spoilers, but that is okay. So let's get into it. Starting at the front here, my 26 and 2026. I did read, let's see, two books off my 26 and 2026 in April. I read, well, I guess not, because I did not finish To Cage a Wild Bird until May 3rd. Heartless Hunter. No, I finished Heartless Hunter, so yes, I still had two. Heartless Hunter I finished in April, and The Night and the Moth. And then, since we are now 5 months into the year, and I still have a lot of work to do on my 26 and 2026, I have made myself a reading guide for the rest of the year. So almost all of my physical books the rest of the year are picked out. I will literally only be able to sprinkle in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series books, a few of them. I don't even think I'll finish them this year. And then my book club picks for my mom book club. And everything else is planned out. I did leave November and December pretty light. I mean, 2 physical books each month. I tried to do 2 physical books only so that my third one could be a potential book club or Dungeon Crawler Carl series. And then some of these I am doing in audio. So excited to have a plan for the rest of the year for my 26 and 2026. But I mean, I've made some progress. We're done with the winter challenge. So looking at my book of the month, I think in the last video, I may have told you that I picked Yesteryear for my April book of the month. I am reading Yesteryear in June for my mom book club group. So I will be reading that one very soon. And then in my May book of the month, I chose Seek the Traitor's Son by Veronica Roth. I haven't hauled that yet on here, but I was a huge Divergent fan back in the day. So really excited to read something else from Veronica Roth. I don't have that slotted anywhere yet, so we will see if that one I'm able to slip in as a physical read the rest of the year. So that's my book of the month. My physical TBR, I have knocked off, let's see, Rebel Witch and Heartless Hunter. Both of those are now read. Both of those were in, Heartless Hunter was in April, Rebel Witch was in May, and then To Cage a Wild Bird also finished in May. So I've knocked off a few, but I've also added quite a few physical books as well. So that is my physical TBR. My book club, no updates from Becca's book club because I finished those books so long ago. For my mom's book club, I don't think we had selected our book of the month for our May meetup. So we did The Library of Lost Dollhouses, which you will hear about in this wrap up. Nope, no you won't, because I finished that in May. We have our book club meeting May 23rd for that one. So, and then like I said, for June, we're doing Yesteryear. That's it for my book clubs. Nothing in the DNF graveyard. And then my series tracker, I have knocked out quite a few. You'll see a lot more yellow here. Another Dungeon Crawler Carl. Knocked out a whole duology in April and May. So proud of myself. And yeah, started a few others. So that's the series tracker. Still got work to do. I am actually starting a new series that I need to add. I, again, spoiler alert for May, started the Plated Prisoner series. So I have started Guild by Raven Kennedy. So I need to add that one on here. I had not yet had that as a series I was going to start, but lo and behold, here we are. Now, alphabet reading challenge. I did add or fill in 2 letters for April. So I read The Night and the Moth. So I have my K colored in, and then Never Night, my N here. And then I have already colored in The Library of Lost Dollhouses and Rebel Witch, L&R. Both of those are May reads. So, making good progress. I have B lined up, and P and Y and V. I need a J. Oh, I have a O. Actually, I have an O too. So I need a J, a P, a U, X, Z. So, if y'all listen to that, those are ones I need suggestions for. Preferably audiobooks, because I'm pretty full on physical books. So, looking at the book tracker for April, I read a total of 6 books, which is the lowest books I've read thus far this year. So I read 22 through 27 in the month of April. But like I said, April was just really busy. So 6 books. I also finished what would have been my 7th book on May 3rd. Like, I was very close. I just didn't quite make it. So here are the 6 books that I read. I have filled in these for us. So the first book I finished, my 22nd book was The Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook. And then my 23rd was The Night and the Moth. 24 was Heartless Hunter. 25 was Finley Donovan Rolls the Dice. 26 was Finley Donovan Digs Her Own Grave. And 27 was Veronica Ruiz Breaks the Bank, which was a novella. So those were the 6 books that I read this month. And as you can see, I have already filled in 6 more. I am currently reading my number 32 and 33. So, making good progress on my book tracker. Now, let's fill in my April stats. So I do have my Storygraph open. Like I said, I read 6 books in April, which is my lowest book count. May actually be 6 books as well. And then for my pages read, I learned last month, I do not like listing hours. I don't like how it looks. I'd rather just total up all the pages. So, according to Storygraph, for my mix of audiobook and physical book, I read 1,028 pages and listened to 38.02 hours. Like I said, don't like that. So I did go in, look at the books that I listened to on audiobook. I went and looked at their page count, added up my page count, which is what I went back and changed March to. So for April, I read 2,534 pages. Still, lower than January and February, but higher than March. So not too bad. I'd love to do, around 3,000 every month, but life's busy. And I got a little guy who keeps me moving, so I read as much as I can. So not too bad for April. Now we are going to flip. I did, since we finished the winter reading challenge that I have up here, I decided to add one for spring. So if you follow me over on Instagram, I did post a picture of this, but excited to show y'all for the first time. This is my spring reading bingo. I literally just looked up a spring reading bingo on Pinterest and copied it verbatim into my planner, drew this freehand. So just what I have read in spring, which I started counting the second half of March and April. I have already filled in a bingo. I'm going to keep filling stuff in. I really don't know that I'm going to get any of these other ones. Some of them are pretty out there. So I don't know if I'm going to get any more on here for spring. I'll be doing this through mid-June until it's officially summer. And then I think I'll probably do one for summer. So that is the update there. Then I went ahead and decorated my April cover page. So I did use deco from Sadie Stickers. So I do have the leftovers from that sheet. And then I used scripts from BlissfulJaydeDesigns, which I have more from that sheet as well. And then to go ahead and tell you what I'll be using for my actual reading spread, I have my Jessica Hart's mini book reviews. So I went ahead and already filled in the titles, the authors, the genres, and the dates read on those. The other things that I have pulled, definitely not going to need these other book reviews. The other things that I have pulled are some transparent matte stars, some letters, and some kind of like sparkle stars. Those are all from Sugar Pop Fizz. Then I have my Book of the Month awards from Scribble Prints Co. And then I have this little freebie from Saucy Stickers Co. This is Chanel's from Coco Luxe Designs. I thought I might pull in some of that. I wasn't really sure. Thought it was cute. Might pull it in. So for April, I am just going to fill in my stats around these cute little stickers. I just thought they were adorable. So I have, like I said, I have my story graph open here. I just want to look back. You know what? I thought about using another one of these reading stats, but I'm just going to fill it in because I just like how this looks. It's kind of scrapbooky. So let's see. Does this have, I put reading there. I was just going to see, was there anything else? I might cut off tracker here because I don't ever do shopping trackers at all. And then I think I'm going to use the stars kind of to notate the little sections. So let's do that because I'm never going to use shopping tracker. I may use shopping one day, but definitely not shopping tracker. So I'm going to take the tracker here and I'm going to put it right there under reading. Cute. All right. So there's that. And so the first stat I like to put is the exact same ones we put at the beginning, which is, but this one I think I'll put the pages and hours. So I do have the hours listed out somewhere. Pages was, physical pages, 1,028. And then hours was 38.02. All right, and then let's do number of books. For these boxes, they're transparent matte. I like to use my permanent pen. So average rating, is that what I was going to do, or is I going to do number of books? Well, I think I'm going to do number of books. 6 books. And I'll do another star for average rating here. So my average rating for the month was, I think it was a 3.75, which is kind of low. Yes, 5. And I think I'll pull in maybe these little gold ones. It's an excuse to use them for sure. And I think I'll put 3. So let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, like that. Cute. All right, and then what else do I want to put on here? Genres read. So let's see. All right, so genres read, are there any, I might do these little stars. This month was like a really interesting mix of genres, like that I would not normally have. Let's do the blue. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So mystery was my number 1, which is not typical, but they were easy reads. So mystery, and then fantasy, of course, and romance, which just most of them were romantasy, and then sci-fi. All right, so those are genres read. Longest, shortest, highest rating, and sources. So let's do, which of course I did not remember to look this up, so I'll fill this in later. And shortest, because I like putting the number of pages. The shortest is definitely going to be the little novella. And then let's see, because these 2 open ones I might put quotes for my book of the month. So sources, I didn't read any ebooks again, so I read 2 physical, which means 4 audio. There we go. Perfect. Anything else? I think that looks good. I might fill in a few of these colorful stars. All right, then I'll put in some quotes from my book of the month. Now let's move into this layout. So here I have like these little strips that I know I want to use, and then this one that I'm going to put like this, I'll put in the corners. And then these I kind of want to put, so I've got my book reviews. So, do this one like that on some of them, not all of them. And that. I'm going to do 3 on each page. I don't want to do the yellow over this one, so let's get this here. Cute. And then on this side, I think I'm going to put this up here. And let's see. Let's do goals. And then I'll put, this is April, so that's not my pen. 4/1 through 4/30. There we go. Now over here, I'm going to use this cutie little priority sticker. And then maybe this little ticket. Let's save that, both of these. Alright. I went on a Finley Donovan spree, but it was fun. I haven't read those. It had been since 2023. So, where did I put that? Here it is, yellow one. I'm gonna do this here. There we go. And the last one for this month. I'll do this down here. I'm gonna save that one. Might do this cutie little cherry plaid. All right, and then maybe some stars. I am gonna get my Tombow out that I like use to put in my ratings. Let's do some cute little stars around like this. Now, I also have a little quote sticker here. Goodness. Put that down there, and then I'm going to fill in the rest of these stars. Just all around, and then we will go over all of my ratings. And like I said, we are already a good portion of the way into May, so I've already made some good progress in May. I am today, May 18th, starting my 3rd physical book, so my goal is to have 3 physical books this month. Wish me luck. Got enough days, but I also don't have much time because school is letting out. So I'll have my little guy home more, so we shall see how it goes. We shall see. But he also, I do get to read while he's home. All right, looks cute. So now, I might put more of those. I also have these letters, but I don't think, I could spell April. Grab some florals from my stash to fill in some more. But now let's get into the ratings. All right, so looking at my books and going through my ratings, the first book I finished in April was on April 15th. It was the Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook, which is Dungeon Crawler Carl Book 3. And I read this as a physical read, and I gave this one 4 stars. I am still loving this series. I haven't had a 5-star read in the series, but just enjoying it and really, really loving it. Unfortunately for May, I am not going to have book 4 on my list. It was on my mental TBR, but it's just not going to happen this month, and that's okay. I have lots of good books to read, and we will get to that one hopefully in June. So that was the Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook. The second book that I finished in April was The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig, and I finished this on April 16th, and I listened to this one as an audiobook. I really did enjoy the audiobook. I kind of wish I would have read it as a physical book, and I may go back and read it as a physical book at some point in time, because I did give it a 4.5 stars. It was so good. The ending almost made it a 5-star. Loved the ending. The beginning was a little slow for me, and I think that's why it's 4.5. It just took me a little bit of time to get into it. And it took me like 20 days to finish it. Now, granted, my son's spring break was during that time, so that's not really all the book's fault, but 4.5 stars for The Night and the Moth. Really, really enjoyed it. Next was Finley Donovan Rolls the Dice, which I finished this one on April 19th. I listened to it as an audiobook. All of the Finley Donovan books I have listened to on audiobook, and they are just hilarious, good times. It's definitely a mystery comedy. It's very lighthearted. It's cozy mystery. And I gave Finley Donovan Rolls the Dice a 3.5 star. Like I said, it had been almost 3 years since I had read the second one. I think this was the third. But I picked it right back up. It's easy reads. So then I just kept it going and did Finley Donovan Digs Her Own Grave. Finished this one in 2 days. Another audiobook, so finished this one April 21st. And I gave that one also 3.5 stars. It was fun. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. These are they're fun books. They're easy, they're lighthearted. There's definitely some dead people, but I'd still say it's cozy. So that was another 3.5. And then just kept it going with Veronica Ruiz Breaks the Bank. This one I also listened to on audiobook, and is a novella. Finished it in less than 24 hours. Gave it 3 stars. It was short. It was simple. I could have lived without having it. It did have parts that made me laugh. So 3 stars. Not too bad. And then the last book was my second physical read of the month, Heartless Hunter by Kristen Cicerelli. I just realized I didn't put the dates for this one on here. So for this one, I started it April 15th and finished it April 25th. So it took 10 days for this one, and I rated this one 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I had a good time. And as soon as I finished Heartless Hunter, I picked up Rebel Witch. I was excited. That's a lie. I did read one other physical book in between them, but I knew I wanted to get to Rebel Witch quickly. So that was 4 stars. which means my book of the month was The Night and the Moth. I really enjoyed it. So I am going to put this one here. Oh, and I saved this cutie little, I'm going to do this here. Alright, so I pulled a few sheets of florals. I have this cherry blossom sheet from Sadie Stickers and these mixed florals from Simple Paper. I think I may just finish this one off and then fill in with some of the others. Some of the cherry blossoms maybe. I do want to use this larger one. Here, and that is pretty, and then let's see, maybe this one over here, and this last one up here at the top, pull in some purple. I did also add reeds over here with those letters from Sugar Pop Fizz. Here we go. So finish off that sheet. Do I want to go ahead and finish off this one too? You know, you have the stickers, might as well use them, and then I can do this one up here. Finish off 2 sheets. Nice, and then I may still sprinkle in a few of the lighter cherry blossoms. Maybe so. Oops. There, and like that. I think that fills it all in nicely. Nice spring vibes for April. I did use my Tombow 991, which is my favorite one for the yellows. Now I do want to show you the physical books. I do not have Heartless Hunter in front of me. As soon as I finished it, I lent it to one of my friends because I was like, you've got to read this. So physical books for April, all the one that I have with me is the Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook, Dungeon Crawler Carl Book 3. So that, as well as Heartless Hunter, was my physical reads for April. And then looking ahead to my TBR for May, I have 3 physical books on my May TBR. I have To Cage a Wild Bird by Brooke Fast, Rebel Witch by Kristen Cicerelli, and The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I have already finished these 2. I am starting The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna tonight, and I wanted to show off my new bookmark. Look how cute this is. My mother-in-law gave me this and I've been loving it. So really looking forward to a May reading and getting my May set up in my reading journal completed. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not already, please subscribe to my channel. I do try and upload videos for you every single month with reading and planning related content. If you have read any of these books or any of the books that I read in April, please share your thoughts down below. If you have any book suggestions, especially for those letters that I mentioned, please leave those in the comments as well. And if you are not already, please go follow me over on Instagram. I'm Georgia Mom Plans over there. You can see pictures of my planning and reading spreads. And if you are not already, please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate y'all watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!